This is your daily market recap for Thursday, May 26, 2022. Let's do this.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Thursday, May 26th, 2022. Let's get into it. I hope folks are doing well and surviving. I know this oil gas trade has been quite frustrating, whether you stopped out, get in, get out, whatever you think is happening. Again, stop by the Discord room if you have any questions about just the markets in general. We've talked about, being careful, being bearish, the overall market, because it was oversold technically and the VIX was not following through. So it's going to be choppy, but ultimately just a lot of people, and again, you can always feel the emotions at the highs and at the lows as things change and precipitate to the next move. I will say, be on alert. I am hearing things about oil and gas companies, or oil and gas bets made by companies imploding, meaning institutions, hedge funds, whatever you want to call it, ABC Corp, who short oil blowing out. And we'll talk about that. Hopefully you see a little bit of the action within the charts. But ultimately, I like to talk to people about things, and some of the things that people are debating if oil and gas are at the highs, which ultimately the demand destruction is not a debate. I mean, you can argue all you want. Higher prices detract folks from being able to spend for more gasoline. It's, if you want, it's basic economics. Lower the price, more demand. Higher the price, less demand. Again, supply issues now, again, being temporary in my mind, because they always are. If you're a company who sells oil and gas, you are ramping up production as fast as you literally can right now to take advantage of the high prices. I mean, that's how the free market works. Whether it's a free market or not, I don't know. We don't need to get into that debate. However, just want to talk to people about overall some of the trade thoughts, particularly how this is all going to play out, but also go through the market and talk about a lot of what's going on. So if you have questions, stop by the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Please subscribe. Again, I don't mind debating this stuff and repeating this for folks, but ultimately you need to realize that this is literally the rules. Again, stop by the Discord room. There's tons of links in description of all this stuff. Anna Cooling nailed it when there's literally 8 rules to the market. And right now, keep in mind, we're in rules basically 4 through 8. 8 being economy is subject to increasing dramatic breakdowns causing inflation, unemployment, high interest rates, shortage of raw materials. We're there now. So anyway, well, again, let's get deeper into it shortly. Let's get into Bitcoin as we always do. And what have we said? This is dangerous. This is absolutely dangerous. You do not want to see this chopping action. You are holding, which is safe. But one of the things that I always tell folks is that it's really hard to short a boring market, meaning it's like dead, tired. Well, if it is ultimately dead or tired, it could go lower, but you have to kind of be patient, because think about this. And again, I'm not advising shorting Bitcoin. However, I just don't think it's going higher. We've come to see that Bitcoin isn't an inflation hedge. It's not a currency hedge. It's more of a liquidity reactionary tool, meaning that when the feds were printing unlimited currency, it seemed very like this was a good alternative. However, from the day-to-day living processes, maybe 10 years from now, it is a legitimate currency. Right now, it's more of a liquidity thing. Once people stop using Bitcoin, or they cash out of their coins, or they lose money in other coins, the liquidity is drying up. Inherent value is it's hard to argue that there isn't. There is inherent value, but it's like gold. I told folks earlier, literally mid-April, if the market tanks, gold is not immune. Everything tanks. It becomes a liquidity issue. People will always float back to dollars. They will always float back to how they can pay their bills. And if maybe you can pay your bills in Bitcoin. Again, everyone's different. Oil futures, again, as I talked about, I am seeing and hearing rumors of potential blowouts in commodity shorts made by institutions. Remember, at the lows, you couldn't find a bullish article. At the highs, I see 1,000 bullish oil articles a day. Everybody likes oil. Think about what's going on here. We're retesting. Again, remember that was the high 130s. We are retesting the range highs. I wish the volume was showing here. It's so annoying. I don't want to waste time drawing it. Just be aware. People are blowing out of the oil trades. Keep in mind, look at the sentiment. Think about who is jumping into oil right now. It's
sorry to say this, it's not smart money. Again, the same people who bought Bitcoin at the highs, or buy gold at the highs, or buy uranium at the highs, or sell the market at the lows, those are the same people who are very emotional, reactionary, reading the news for what they should do. Anyway, let's move forward. Bonds. What did we say? This 1618, the 120 area is going to be tight. We said it's a double bottom from 2018 lows. At this point, it looks like it's holding. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, usually you have at least 2 months of a test. You know, multiple months, 2 months. Like, you usually don't get, this was a blow off. Could this be a blow off? Absolutely. I like bonds on a lower rate because I think the market will start discounting deflation when the actual government pulls the liquidity out of the market. That is going to be deflationary by fact, because they pump so much in. There's only one direction inflation can go in the near term when they pull out liquidity, because again, things got way too overpriced too quickly. How that affects the dollar. Now, again, what have we said? Like, you break out the channel, smooth up. Could it be the top? I think the monthly is actually about to break out of the bigger channel. Now, on the daily, it makes sense why it might pull back, but look where it's holding. It's back testing the old uptrend. I would not short the dollar here. I don't believe in that short at all, especially if the good quantitative easing is coming. The VIX, I've said, again, the market can't bottom until the VIX spikes and blows out. Well, what's happening now? The market's just chopping. Keep in mind, it chopped in March, and it chopped in, I mean, you had chop at highs and chop at lows. I mean, that's where we're at. So at this point, again, I think, as I've warned people, please do not aggressively short the lows in the market. Like, when we're down on the range lows, this is not the time to short. This is the time to take profits and then wait. Now, what did we say today? Watch for 406, the gap fill, 20-day. I mean, I don't know. What's the exact price the SPY is going to bounce going into window dressing to end the month? I mean, we've had 7 straight weeks of down. You're probably going to get at least 1 week of up. Let's pull up the weekly chart just real quick and notice where we're coming into. Oh, you're coming into the 100 week. Well, that's been support. Then it became resistance. Support meaning in the past, no reason to zoom back. You know what I mean. But be aware, the bigger picture, it's a head and shoulders top. Don't get this twisted because you see a few days or maybe even weeks of green that this is all of a sudden a bull market. No, the bull market is over. The blowout of the smooth channel and the excess liquidity caused the top. Even if the Feds do, I'm gonna stop real quick and I'm gonna pull up the Nikkei. And I want people to see this. Nikkei 225. Okay. In I don't remember, 80 something. I think it was early 80s. They went to a quantitative easing, endless liquidity trap. Basically, like, they printed a bazillion yen, and hence why the yen became what it is today. It's like 110 yen or whatever per dollar. They went to quantitative easing forever. They went to a zero rate policy basically forever. What did their market do? It went absolutely bonkers, and then it failed. And it still has not gotten back to all-time highs for them, which is, I think it was like 40,000. Yeah. I mean, you're still only at 30,000. I'm warning people because, again, I don't know for the long term for a fact that if the Feds even decide to change direction in the near term, that the market might not have already topped. Keep in mind, like, we have the stock market to GDP ratios. Every ratio of how expensive the market is has never been more expensive. Now, again, if you think of the stock market ultimately becomes like at real prices, it's kind of like a game of Shark Tank where people want revenues, they want growth, they're going to pay certain multiples. Well, pretend you're Kevin O'Leary here. Like, how many companies are you actually would be worth buying? Because I don't see Warren Buffett going out here buying any companies. And usually he will buy companies if he feels they're valuable. The guy has endless pockets. He's not buying companies. He might be buying some stock here and there, but he is not buying any companies. Maybe he doesn't see the value. Maybe because they are overvalued. Keep that in your mind. 300 on the Qs. We talked about this today. Old resistance. Old support. Now it's resistance. Again, the monthly, do not get this twisted. Do not for a second think all of a sudden we're back in a bull market. I've warned you folks. Once the 20-month breaks, it's game over. 20-month broke. Now, again, doesn't mean you can't bounce out an old trend line. I mean, is the upside really to get back to 338? I just don't think it's happening. again, you must have to think that Apple, I mean, whatever you want to call it, is going to new high. It just doesn't work like that. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where, again, people, they get it's, and this is the thing I think that was hardest about 2021 is that the diamond hands, the stocks only go up, stonks only go up mentality is the belief systems that were ingrained into the bag holders in 2006 about housing and banking and materials. The same ingraining of misintelligence in the dot-com bubble where the internet is the future always forever and will always price in at multiples that should be overvalued. No, the markets change, y'all, and if you believe that the market is only going to go up forever, we'll absolutely see you at the bottom puking, because again, you'll never have taken any profits, and at some point you're just going to be like, I have to give up, I can't lose any more money. And that's typically what happens. So anyway, IWM oversold back over the 20-day. That's cool. Again, it's had these little bumps over the 20-day for periods of time and then failed. So, can you argue that it was oversold? 1,000%. You're back at the 2018, 2020 highs. Your mind broke out of the channel, broke back in. It's dead. It's dead money. And now again, people are going to say, "Oh, it rises 5%." You were wrong, Dan. It's like, okay, well, the upside's 5% and the downside is another 20, 30, 40, 50% bear market, whatever you want to call it. Was it worth really buying for that 5%? Now, again, my long-term retirement accounts that I can't really control are all cash. Like you couldn't convince me for a day, a minute, even a second that it's worth putting money all the way back into my long-term retirement accounts. No, absolutely not. Gold. What did I warn people? I said, hey, watch this like 174 to 176. That became like the next. Can I stretch this over? Yep, next resistance zone. You can see it here. You can see it here. Support. Now it's resistance. Now, again, people who are very critical of my oil comments, again, I get it. I'm wrong 1 out of 2 out of 10 times, and they never forget all the times I'm right. When we said, and literally these time frames, like, hey, you've got to take profits. Like, and again, here's where the certainty mindset of, hey, gold can only go up. Well, guess what? It didn't. 186 got down to 168. Now, I'm not a long-term gold bear, but I do, I'm aware that the market does not only go one direction. And I also am aware that if there is a bear market, gold will get hit. Not because of the fundamentals, because it gets caught in the toilet bowl. When it's swirling down, everything in the bowl goes down the hole. That's how this is. Rising tide lifts all boats. Well, lower tide sinks all boats to the ground, whatever you want to call it. Gold will not be immune. Silver, the same thing. I know people who are taking some small shorts in it. I think they'll ultimately be right, 20-day. And they're like, oh, silver is so cheap. And it's like, debatable, but logical. But market's not irrational. Or the market is not rational. So I'm thinking 15 or 16. I think that's it. GDX, we'll go through all these names. Again, we told people, stay away from these names, please. And then on these pops said, please take your profits. You're getting up to the 20-day. The action's compressing. Name a gold bottom that was simple. Look at all these chops. You can go back in time. And V bottoms and this shit is not logical. Again, if you think that's how the market works, you're going to be indoctrinated to lose money. That's what I'm trying to keep you from being. GDXJ, again, blew out below. Should pop. AG. Told you guys up here. And again, the times that I'm wrong, everyone focused on, but they don't remember all the times I was right. We said, please take your profits up here. If you took them at 14.50, you're very happy when you see at 7. If you want to buy, go ahead. I personally wouldn't, because I don't think the market is flushed yet. Same thing with AEM. We said, whoa, watch this old trend line, folks. Oh, man, we hit it literally to a T. Everyone forgets how well you're trading when you're doing well, but you have one fuck up. I don't know. We'll see if I'm wrong on oil long term. One short term fuck up, and people are like, you're an idiot. Everything you say is wrong. You have no logic. And I'm like, man, you guys really don't pay attention to what I was saying in the past, because it made you money or saved you money. NFGC, we talked about selling this and buying it back in the 5s. Love it long term. Pass. Again, pass on it. You can't buy this stuff until the market blows out. I'm just sorry. Same thing with X. People are going, oh, it's back over 25. Dan, you're wrong. And it's like, well, hold on. Do you not remember literally at the 200 month, we circled this. First of all, we bought it at the 20 month, a little higher. Some people got in right on it. We sold it up here. We said it was going lower. And now what? So that's 3 rights for this trade, but Dan makes one mistake. You're wrong. I was like, okay, whatever. saved you money if you were previously following. People don't realize, like, the first quarter and the, I don't know, first third of the year, even going last year, I mean, we made a ton of money trading. Now we're taking a little heat. It's normal. Can't be right always. Now here you go. People saying it's time to go. And it's like, all right, good luck. I'm going to pass on it, but you can buy it. And VALE, same thing. We even said this is probably going to bounce down here around the 0.618. It did, and it bounced back up here. And thinking the 100 days probably about as max as it go. Love it long term. Again, I mean, I think commodities will be in a bull market, but doesn't mean they can't get absolutely whipsawed around like every other stock. I would say channel lows. Again, 14, 13 level. I mean, I'm broken record, but people only seem to focus on when they see things for what they are versus what they really, what they want to see. Like, it's easy to focus on the details that seem to be important to you at the moment, but not realizing the past. VALE said, you know what, I would watch the 200-day. We're making a slightly higher high. Hey, I mean, every VALE bull out there is just like, this is awesome. High-fiving at the channel lows. Like, this is so easy. And it's like, folks, we're in a bear market. Keep that in mind. Now, again, doesn't mean it can't counter rally, but look at the past. How did CCJ handle previous? I mean, shit, even during the bull markets, it tanked. Previous bear markets, I mean, it went from 56 down to 13. I don't know where we're at in this cycle yet, but I don't believe that this is going to just unfettered run away and go up to 50. No, you're probably going to have to trade it, and you're probably also going to have to watch the levels, and it'll probably blow out when the market blows out. Don't feel like you're immune. There's nothing. I mean, there's just nothing. I tell people that all the time. ERO, Aero, copper, like it. Loved it down here near the trend. 20-day sideways. Here's another one. Dan. Fertilizer. Dan, bro. People call me bro, like, yo, bro. Fertilizer safe. Okay. I told you guys it was a short or a sell. 80 down to 56. CF. I mean, this one's holding up a little better. Hey, man. Fertilizer, it's safe. Dan. Safe. Have you not been told, like, there's food shortages? It's safe. It's absolutely safe, Dan. Okay. Well, safety is not a real term in the market. There's nothing safe. It's all relative. Now, it might be going down less. It might have longer term, better value potential. No one's going to argue that about these companies. We think we'd all agree. Same thing with uranium. Same thing with VALE. Same thing with XCCJ. They all have long-term value. Gold. But doesn't mean the market can't be irrational. And so if you see the market tanking and this stuff drops with it, don't be silly. AMD put out a little wink today to the Discord room. 100 area, 50-day. Look what happens. Close at 98. Now, again, I've never advised to short the lows. If anything, I said is the more you're up, the less you short, and wait for extreme bounces to re-short. This was the last time we shorted. This is the area we started covering some. This is where we covered even more. And now what? I probably could be adding, but I'm adding to my oil shorts. I'm actually giddy about my oil shorts, and it's amazing because people are like, I wouldn't say like, I hate saying that word. I sound like a little teenager. They're literally losing their mind. Like, they're like, oil's going higher. And it's like, all right, man, whatever you say. I mean, again, I wish people would reflect back on the times they actually got their ass kicked in the market and remember what put them in those positions. It was this belief in certainty and buying at the high and being very confident that the market was presenting them exactly what they needed to win. It was actually presenting them with the exact what they needed to fail, because they were going to hold constantly and lose 30, 40, 50, 60, who knows, 100% of their money, depending on how they leveraged. Tesla or Apple. Again, nobody wanted to short this. Nobody wanted to short this but Dan. Everybody thought I was crazy, and then, it went choppy for a week or two, and everyone's like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. Like old school when Will Ferrell gets hit in the neck with the trank dart, and he's just like going crazy. He's like, bro. Yeah, that's how people talk to me. They're like, oh, you're crazy, man. I would never short Apple up here. And it's like, okay, we'll see what happens. And boom. Now it's down here, we're less short than we obviously were up here, and it's bouncing, and it's like, I'm just gonna let it go. You're like, oh, you're crazy. It's like, you're crazy. Sorry. Facebook. Oh, you gotta hold this forever. It's done, man. I mean, I don't even know why it's on the chart other than it held its long-term uptrend. I mean, that's literally the only thing it's got going for it. But everybody sees this uptrend, they're like, oh, it's gotta go make new highs, and it's like, little secret, dumbass. No, it doesn't. It could actually go bounce and then boom, boom, drop. No, Dan. Facebook. It's the future. Meta, it's the future. Yeah, I've heard this I've heard this in the .com bubble. I heard this in the oil and gas bubbles. I heard this in the housing market. Like, bro, it's the future. I don't know why. I guess I've been watching the George Carlin HBO documentary, so I'm trying to mimic all his voices because they made me laugh growing up. Bro, dude, you gotta buy this. It's like, no, homie. Oh, Roblox. We told you guys at the lows when the volume picked up near earnings, it probably was going to pop. Now it's just stuck under the 20-day. Again, tech is just a wreck. Get out of there. Tesla. Now I hear this every day. Every day. There's a cult-like following. Stick to Tesla for the long run. You can't lose. Stick to the long run, Dan. Stick to the long run. You have to. But Dan, this is going to 5,000. What are you doing? Wait, whoa. You're doing a video saying be careful. It's a short up here, dude. You're crazy, bro. Months later, now what? You fucked up oil, Dan. You're an idiot. Okay. I've seen a few of these trades play out, and they don't always play out when I think they're going to play out, but ultimately I do know the reoccurring themes of the setups. One of them is extreme optimism followed by permanence, the belief that you can only go up forever. Instilling that hope into real retail traders, exactly what they want right before the kaboom. EXPI. Here's an example of fundamentals. Hey, you like fundamentals, Dan, don't you? Don't you like fundamentals? I know this company. Oh, I work for them. They're literally murdering competition. We're doing so good. We're doing so great. I mean, we're cash rich. We're increasing our dividend. We're doing everything right. We're destroying our competition. What is this stock upside down? Hold on, let me take this chart and flip it. Nope, shit, it's right. It's oh wow, this is a company that's doing excellent and it's 80% off its highs. What happened? Fundamentals. I don't know, man. I try to explain this. Like some of my first biggest like personal losses and trades I was very confident was Sirius and XM, and I've told people this. And at the point in the growth stage, it was an amazing stock and it went up hundreds of percent. And then literally they kept growing, and it kept going to every house, and they kept doing every car, house, everywhere. And the stock literally looked like EXPI. And then people were like, fundamentals, hold on, you gotta hold. And then it's down 90%. How many other stocks look like this? We could pull up a laundry list of dead names. Let's not do it. Let's save our time, focus on winners. Again, another one. Dan, you're really messing up this oil trade. Okay, well, I guess I just never am right. You're right. Okay, new followers. Dude, I'm never right. Bruh. W bottom. Talked about this, was holding up really well. Somebody was supporting the action even though the stock market was tanking. Look, boom. There's your money. We said this multiple times. I mean, saying it for months. It's making higher highs on the monthly. Something's going on here. And then when it held in only 0.382 pullback, the action was showing bulls. And then it went straight line move and went higher. And there you go. You're welcome. Let's end it on oil, because this is where everybody is just absolutely losing their mind. They don't understand liquidity. They don't understand how the operators work. I show this example every day. At the lows, you couldn't find a buyer. And that was the low. Look at the volume. At the highs, volume, you can't find a seller. It's chopping. Oh, it gapped up today, Dan. All right, well, it is the window dressing markup. I mean, I would not be surprised if ABC institution or hedge fund or mutual fund goes, hey, Billy Bob, do we got any oil on our books? Nah, man, we own Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, whatever, ARK. Hey, you better get some oil exposure. Oh, okay. And then what? Again, they're no different than retail buffoons. I mean, again, I wish this double doji led to lower. I apologize if you lost money on my behalf, but if you actually believe it's my fault, then that's on you, because I've always said, know your risk tolerance, be careful, be safe, be smart, use stops. I mean, I literally repeat this every day. But again, if you're waiting for me to capitulate, please don't. I mean, I've had amazing 6 months. I am not up on this trade. I'm not going to even try to pretend like I'm up. Like, that would be, again, I want people to realize, like, you can lose. Losing is good. It makes you realize that, it makes you appreciate the wins. Now, again, clearly was early. Clearly bounce and then higher. Okay. What is it, Dan? End of the month. That's typically what it usually is. All right, well, now I'm hearing rumors that institutions that shorted oil as a hedge for the market to go lower are doing what? As they go into the time where they have to open their books to their clients and show them things. What do you think they're doing? They're literally unwinding their oil shorts so they don't have to be embarrassed on the statements that will go out to their clients. If you don't understand this, then I get it. And then people go, well, Dan, why didn't you just cover your shorts and wait? I've told people a billion times, I am busy. I got a lot of stuff going on. If I miss this, I'm going to be more pissed than not missing it. And again, ultimately, my risk profile is a little too risky right now. And I'm going back and reminding myself, you can be wrong. You can be wrong. Risk management. Traders trade. Traders do not win all the time. Trading is not a guaranteed win game. I am sorry. If you feel like you lost money because of me, I will tell you, look in the fucking mirror, because I used to blame the market for my losses, and I used to blame people that I followed for my losses. But I also realized everybody is human, everybody makes mistakes, and everybody is absolutely going to be wrong at some point. No matter what, it's how you handle the wrongs. This is a probability game. This is not a certainty game. Notice we are filling the gap up here. Man, look at that doji. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yep. Ooh, I mean, I don't even, yeah, is that right? I mean, even straight. All right, whatever, close enough. 85s. If oil gets over 85s and starts blowing out, gone. Oh, let's talk about UNG real quick, because this is what is it even on here? I got so many names. Look at GameStop. What a joke. You're an idiot if you own that long term. Oops, did I say that out loud? I don't think I can say that on. What did we talk about? Yesterday's action being an outside reversal. Now you have a double top with a lower low. Not bullish. So nat gas is peaking. Clearly the oil is not. Let's not sit here and pretend that it is today. Like, this is not necessarily a one-day top. It could be a novice gap. I will say that, because what happens usually, gaps at the highs typically lead to lower lows, and gaps at the lows usually can be lows. Now, again, it depends if it's a breakout, because if it is a breakout, then you can't get on the gap train. That's the biggest risk here, right? Gap train. At this point, again, hard to know, but think about the sentiment. Think if you can find a single bearish article on oil in the whole entire world. Think about Bitcoin when it's at 60,000, that it's going to 100 or a million. At some point, you couldn't find a bearish article in the world because no one wanted to be embarrassed. No one wanted to be that lone wolf of reason. I am the lone wolf of reason most trades than not, because again, that's how I make myself and others money, by being not necessarily a contrarian, but realizing like the retail masses are the losers. Why don't we just do the opposite? They're all following Kramer off a cliff, and what are we doing? We're trying to be smart. XOP. Okay, here we go. Novice gap, longer whip, wiki. Go look at the closing 10 minutes. I noticed the afternoon, it got pretty sloppy choppy. Wow, look at the final candle there. Bigger than all of the candles in the rest of the day, other than, I guess, the opening went from 148 up to $1, and this thing went down $1 at the close. Clearly everyone's buying. People are losing their absolute minds. They think it's definitely bullish. Now, again, I've said this a bazillion times. Tops and bottoms are in OPEX and the last in the first 3 days of the month. Typically, as why money moves in directions, because it has to square out, close out, be positioned so that people can see what they own or do not own. It's a clear story of what to do with emotions based on how the clients are going to literally accept their trades or not, or it's a squaring out position game during OPEX. People get pressed with their options. It's all very clear why. So, but keep in mind, oh, damn, but it's only the 26th. There's 3 more days to the end of the month. Last 3 days of the month, again, is it exactly those 3 days a month? Do tops exactly top at one price? Do they exactly top on one? No, the market is a game of not exactness. I hope people realize that. Let's end it on Exxon Mobil, because as much as oil was rallying today, what do you see at the high? Doji alert. Doji alert. People say, well, we had a doji here, and it's like, no, I agree. But you had a doji here and it reversed. You had a doji here, or then you eventually reversed. Let's go look at the doji story. Highs and lows. You had a doji down here before it went higher. I think you guys see the reoccurring pattern. Now, again, does it mean that Oil is gonna. Oh wow, look at that guy, little baby doji right there, little baby doji, little baby Jesus, 5 pounds 6 ounces, whatever Will Ferrell says. We'll see. Again, like on a day where oil's blowing out to newer, or retesting the filling of the gap from the USO, getting to the 115 level. Why is Exxon Mobil not smoking higher? Why is natural gas getting pounded? Good question, folks. I hope you're watching this, because again, when the market is extremely bullish, like not market, let's say sentiment is extremely bullish and the action isn't, who has the stopping power? It's not me selling shares and it's not you selling shares. Who has the stopping power? Big money. Anyway, I hope people are learning on this and then realizing, like, you're not defined by one particular trade. Neither am I. You're always as good as your last trade. You will lose. If you don't believe you're going to lose, then you shouldn't trade. That's like it's like playing a sport and thinking you can't lose a game, or you're never going to strike out, or you're never going to miss a basket, you're never going to make a mistake. That's the game we play. That is life. No different than trading. So please, in the Bill Shatner kind of voice, please be careful with the market. It does not always pay you when you want to be paid. Please, like, again, again, you can be mad at me. I literally don't take any of this shit personal, because again, I literally have been in everybody's position at some point, realizing that I am wrong, I can make mistakes, and I did fuck up. But the one thing I will always try to do is return stronger, grow back faster, be smarter, so that when I do get in the correct trades, I will maximize them. And how do we do that? Layer in, layer out. Again, we started shorting Exxon Mobil at 95, what was it, 30, 90, and then added some at 94. Wrong. Am I really that far off from the high? Well, let's look. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I've gotten pretty good. I mean, this thing was at 33. We're at 97. You're off by 2 or 3 points. I mean, if you could have bought Exxon Mobil at 34, would you have been mad? Probably not. Anyway, Damax, EXP Realty, aka the trading agent. Please check out previous videos, educational channel, tons of stuff. Again, I don't get paid to teach this. I don't care. I like teaching because it helps me stay on top of my own stuff. And again, I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing. If it works, it works. That's how I get paid. So talk to you guys and gals later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.